Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. First off, I just wanted to thank everyone so much for over 1,600 views on my last video. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out before you watch this because there's some things in there that I relate back to in this video. Just a quick, really brief update for those of you who are learners of the Latin language. Nunti Latini, as I mentioned in the last video, is actually no longer doing new broadcasts. As an alternative, I found two other resources, which is one is just some short stories in Latin that you can listen to the audios of and read along with it. And the other is that the Vatican has started to broadcast their own news, like pretty good alternatives. Also, Nunti Latini, I think you can still look at previous broadcasts. They haven't been deleted. I was still able to go listen to them. So, now let's get into some of the big questions that I got from you guys. The main one and the main topic of this video is progress versus maintenance of languages. Now, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I consider that progress and maintenance are essentially the same thing. I think maintenance is just slow progress because even when you're maintaining a language, you're still going to be looking at mostly the same resources. You're still encountering new vocabulary, still reviewing the same grammar. Just the mindset between when you're trying to progress and when you're trying to maintain is a little bit different. So, and that's why all of the methods from my previous video about maintaining a language are just as good for those trying to progress in a language. It just all depends on your goals and the level which you're at. So in particular, I believe that progress is defined by tracking, visible improvement, statistics, more of a school or a student-esque kind of vibe towards the language learning, having grades, labels, and like certificates to prove your proficiency or like how well you speak it or know it, as opposed to maintenance, which is more relaxed, a bit at a slower pace. However, the thing that both progress and maintenance have in common is that in both of them, you are interacting with the culture of that language's speakers, as well as still continuing to learn, just at different paces. Let's go through some methods of language learning to see how to measure progress in each one. So for example, if you're trying to use listening to music to help you learn a language, the first step would be, can you even recognize that the language is the one that you want to learn? 2, can you distinguish where the word boundaries are? Or is it just a slur of word? Can you find the word boundaries? Can you distinguish one word from another one? 3, can you understand some words here and there? 4, can you understand some more words and maybe even full sentences? 5, are you able to sing along to it while reading the lyrics? 6, can you sing along without the accompaniment of lyrics? 7, can you sing the song on your own and understand it, of course? So we just went from beginner to like advanced for a particular song. And then if you're doing the same thing for reading, then it would be level 1 is, can you recognize a few words? 2, can you infer the general topic of the text? 3, are you able to understand most of the text or at least get the gist of it? 4, can you translate this text to your native tongue? 5, are you able to determine the author's opinion or stance in the article? And 6, can you recognize jokes, sarcasm, and other linguistic nuances when you're reading the text? And then if you're watching videos or watching movies, it's kind of the same progression as in listening to music, but at a certain point it's different because can you catch some words that they're saying? Do you need to slow it down? Can you understand the different dialects maybe, and the differences in between the voices of male and female, old and young people, children? So, and the follow-up question to this was also, how do you determine if something is at your level? You might have noticed that not only are these different steps of progression useful for determining how you're progressing, but the same exact ones can help you determine if this particular material is at your level, above your level, or below your level. In my personal opinion, I think when you're just starting out, then it's better to seek out maybe a simpler kind of material, like things meant for children, or childhood rhymes, or little poems, or little cartoons. And then if it's too easy for you, then you can try to seek out something a little more difficult, like something made for teenagers, or even adults, depending on how good you are. And repeat all the steps. And the last question that I got was, do I deliberately seek out material that is challenging for me and kind of meant to push me? The answer to that is yes. And honestly, it happens because I'm just so eager to learn, and I'm like impatient, and I really want to immerse myself in the culture and the movies and the actors and the everything, and I just want to speak it. I want to be able to like consume everything, and it's just so exciting that sometimes it even gets frustrating when I'm trying to read a book that's like, even a book meant for children, that's just too hard for me because I haven't learned a lot of those vocabulary yet. Like, usually when you're learning a language, maybe farm animals are not the first words that you learn, and maybe like forest life is not the first words you learn. But in cartoons, like, honestly, a lot of characters are animals, so it's different depending on what route you take of learning stuff. But yeah, so that's all for today. I hope that this was helpful for you to determine how to take using your different kinds of materials other than textbooks to the next level. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Oh, and one more thing before we go. Next week I'm planning a video where I test my fluency in all of the languages that I speak. It's going to be quite a challenge. It's not the typical polyglot, just talking one after the other thing. It's actually going to be like genuinely quite difficult. It's kind of like a game in a way. Just come back next week and watch it and you'll see, and I hope you enjoy it. And alright, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!